Hey, y'all. We have a great person today, and this is something that we've not really talked about fitness. And so we have an expert here. His name is Lonnie Poupard, and he is the owner of Strength in Motion Lab. How are you doing?
I'm doing so great. It's so great to be here. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. And we're in Texas. Where are you?
I am in New York City. I have lived here for 15 years at this point, but I'm originally from Michigan, Southeast Michigan.
Okay, now New York is one of my favorite places. I don't know if I'd want to live there, but I love going. It's just,
That's
it
fair.
does
Very
never
fair.
sleep. It never sleeps. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'd love to. I grew up as a dancer. And to be honest, I didn't take it was just a fun thing that I would do, you know? Um, and I was actually a gymnast, and I was a competitive gymnast. Eventually, I hurt myself in gymnastics, and that kind of pushed me more to dance. When I went to college, no one ever really said to me, "Hey, Lonnie, pursuing dance is something that you can do." And so I actually, when I went to college, I went to Western Michigan University and I majored in aviation for my first year. And I met some dancers while I was there, and they found out that I was also a dancer. And they're like, why aren't you with us? Why aren't you majoring in this? So they convinced me to audit about a non-major ballet class, men's ballet class, and the professor was a great professor, and he kind of like took me under his wing and said, if you were to audition and apply, you would absolutely get in and probably get some scholarships. I really think you should think about this. And so I did, and then I double majored in both dance and aviation, which is probably the weirdest combo of majors you can probably come up with. But very, very quickly through meeting my friends in college and whatnot, I realized that I wanted to move to New York City and I wanted to pursue a career in professional dance, really concert dance. So working for dance companies and things. I worked for the New York Metropolitan Opera. So really that type of dance, not so much the commercial side of things. So I did that for many years. I had a really great, I was very fortunate. I worked for a choreographer who I wrote papers about in college. So for me, it was,
Mhm.
a total
Yeah.
dream come true. We traveled the world, which is incredible, incredible. And throughout that time, when I'd be back in New York and I'd have some time, fitness is how I made some extra money, how I kind of kept myself afloat. And so movement in general has always been a part of my life, but fitness for the last 15 years really has been part of my professional life. And just like I've grown to really love helping people understand their bodies, get to know their bodies and how to move, and really find joy, like just find joy in movement. I think so many times we think of fitness as this punishment to like, because
Mhm.
I ate something and now I need to work it off, or I've got this wedding coming up, or summer's
You
around
fit
the
in that
corner.
dress. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. Aesthetic goals are fine. We all have aesthetic goals. I have aesthetic goals. I think that's totally fine to want to pursue aesthetic goals. But at the end of the day, I think it's more sustainable and more important to enjoy what you're doing and find fulfillment in moving your body. I mean, our bodies are our gift, right? It's ours, and it's the fact that we can move and express ourselves in that way is a gift. And so being able to find joy in moving your body and helping people find joy in that's what I love about teaching fitness. So you will never find a drill sergeant in me. I think that I'm very inspiring. I will ask you to work hard. I will get you to move and work hard, but not in the drill sergeant way, not in a shaming way, in a positive, you've got this uplifting kind of way. So anyway, I taught group fitness classes. I ended up teaching on this really cool thing called the Mirror. If you're familiar
Mhm.
with it, a
I
full length
did.
mirror
Uh-huh.
that streams live and on-demand workouts. We no longer film any new classes for that. Lululemon bought us, and they have since kind of moved away from that business model.
Mhm.
But I got to teach for a few years as one of the 15 core trainers on that, and I was also the director of programming. So I got to wear a lot of hats at Mirror Lululemon Studio, and And so now here I am. I've transitioned to my own business. I'm a small business owner, learning learning the ins and outs and making it work. And it's exciting and scary and fun. And yeah, that's where I am today.
Well, I once had a trainer tell me, and what she told the whole class. She said you can tell a person's age not so much by what they look like. She said, but by how they walk. She
Oh
said,
yeah.
and I was like, really? And so I started to notice people that I go like, do I walk like that? You know, you start to wonder if you do. But she told us that she said, because they haven't been working out.
Yep.
And and since the blog is basically for women of a certain age, and somebody asked me what the age was, any age you want it to be. But I think it is important that we do work out and find something that inspires us to do it. And I'm off the subject for 1 second. If I was still working at the college, you would be one of my speakers. You're a small business person and you've done several things. You kind of fit into different spots. I love the name of your of the company, Strength in Motion Lab. Um, One of the things I guess is maybe one of your statements said, enjoy your workouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How do you get people to enjoy workouts?
Well, there's a couple of ways.
Mhm.
One is not a trick way, but being a professional dancer, some of my workouts are dance. They're dance cardio. Or recently, in the past year and a half or so, I've been doing step workouts, step aerobics. I don't know if you know this, but step is coming back. It's making a comeback, and it's just so fun. I mean, try to take a step. If you are someone who enjoys that type of workout, try to take a step class or a dance cardio class and not enjoy it. I mean, that's what I say in all my classes is just like, I don't care if you're doing this right. There is no right or wrong. We're gonna make little mistakes here and there. Who cares? Are you enjoying it? Are you moving your body and having fun? That is what's important. So that's one way. The other way, in the other classes that are not dance or movement based like that, choreography based, I should say. Um, I, 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 I have people kind of check in with themselves, try to like land where they are in their space. If when you decide to work out, you have taken time out of your day for you. And so I think it's really important to first recognize that you've done that and you're in that place at that time and to just be there. Try to let everything else go for 15, 30 minutes, whatever it is. That stuff will be there when you're done with your workout. And just tune into your body and try to drill down and find that strength that is inside of you. And
Mhm.
really I mean, it's a physical thing that we're doing, but it's really it's here, right? Like that's the hardest part is the mental battle that we go through. When things get tough, when it's uncomfortable, we want to get out of it. We don't want to do the hard thing. It doesn't feel good to do those hard things in the moment, but it feels really good when you do when you look it straight in the eye and you do it and you get to the other side of it and you go, oh yeah, I did that. And look, I'm alive. I feel good. So I think that's a combination of those things is how I get people to enjoy it.
I saw where you said that you have live stream, on demand, and one-on-one training. Tell us about the live stream first.
Yeah, absolutely. So live stream, it is I have 5 to 7 live stream classes per week,
Mhm.
a variety of genres, and they happen via Zoom. So actually, if you sign up for one of my live classes, you are going to be chatting with me like this at the beginning and end of class if you want to. Um, you don't have to have your camera on. I have some members who just don't prefer to have their camera on. That's totally fine with me. They still want to have the live experience. It gives them a little bit more accountability to know that they're doing it live and they have to come to that scheduled time, which I fully appreciate, but they don't necessarily want their cameras on, so they don't turn it on. But I have a lot of members who we chat, I get to catch up with them. We show our pets and just we still have that connection that you would get if you were taking a in-person
Mhm.
group fitness class, but you don't have to leave your home and yeah, you get to interact with me. So
I like the interacting part. Okay, then you have on-demand classes.
yes. So all of the classes that I do live, go into my on-demand library. So if you can't take them live or you just don't prefer to, you can take any of them. I've got hundreds of classes in there already, and I just launched in January, end of January. So all of those classes go into the library. And then sometimes I will pre-film some classes that were not live, and I'll also put them as special things in the library as well. So for example, you're actually the first person to know this, but I just filmed a series of step tutorials for some of the steps that are a little bit on the more complicated side, or that people get a little confused by in the intermediate and advanced classes. I wanted to make just breaking down one step at a time. Here's how you do that step. If
Okay.
you get tripped up by it, here's what it is. So I filmed all of those. They were not live, and I'll put them in my library soon, and my members will have access to them anytime they want.
I like that because I do feel like sometimes, especially on step and something like that, that people get confused, it's like I can't get the step, they're just going too fast on me. So I like that. I like
Yeah, great.
okay, and then one-on-one. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm not currently doing a whole lot of one-on-ones.
Mhm.
I wanted to focus on growing my community as a whole with the live classes, doing things like challenges. We just completed a 30-day challenge that was 10 minutes of movement for 30 days in a row, a new 10-minute movement every day. And so I really am focused on growing the larger community aspect at the moment. That being said, I am open to one-on-one personal training. I started off as a personal trainer in person. I've
Mhm.
done throughout the pandemic. We all we all shifted
Yeah.
to this online model. So I have done a lot of one-on-one training virtually as well. And I think that that's one part of the business that I'm going to sprinkle in here and there, once I have fully landed on what this core part with the classes is, and the community at large. But yeah, it's if anyone is interested in doing one-on-one classes or one-on-one workouts with me, reach out. hello@strengthandmotionlab.com. I'm open to the conversation for sure. It's definitely not a no, I'm not doing that right now. I'm just not focused on that at the moment.
Okay, got it. Do you find that you have people that are coming to you that had signed up for gym memberships, but they kind of sort of never found their way there after about one or two times, and so now they come to you because they feel more comfortable with you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think that's probably 85% of the people that I get. And it's because you don't there you remove the harder steps, which is getting your things together, getting in your car, driving there, getting out, the whole thing. That is, I mean, it seems so small, but like just getting off the couch and packing your bag, that is a huge limiting factor. And so if you can just open up your computer and turn it on and it's right there, like you're gonna move. And maybe you just move for 10 minutes, but hey, that's 10 minutes that you weren't moving, that you didn't if you didn't go to the gym. So
And I always say too that I like the idea that what you have because I know you're going to be my teacher, and you would let me know if you weren't going to be my teacher. Because if you go to the gym, you walk in, you like so and so's class, but you didn't like so and so's class, and there's their person. They a lot of times the instructors, especially at gyms, they kind of leave. They come and
yeah.
then they kind of go. Okay, I wanted you to explain because this is the one that got me. Step plus strength, a fast beginner. What is a fast beginner? Not a smart person.
Okay, so yeah, I think, assigning levels to fitness, it's for the most part, it's not arbitrary, especially when it comes to choreography, but it's all relative, right? It's my beginner might be somebody's advanced, who knows?
Mhm.
So when I think of beginner is I need to go at a slower pace. The steps are going to be very basic. We're going to repeat them a lot, to make sure that I'm not leaving anyone behind, that if you've struggled to get it the first few times, you've got a lot of repetition to get it in your body and feel good about it. That's beginner to me. Fast beginner is still the more simpler steps. We're not going to do really intricate choreography, but we're going to move at a slightly faster pace in terms of how quickly I teach a combination. So it's not going to be as a slow learning pace as my beginner class would be, but you can walk in there knowing that you're going to get the steps. They're going to be basic. We're just going to move it a little bit. We're going to move things along a little bit faster.
Okay, okay. Now, what would we find that was different that's gonna say, I'm going to him, that's than some of the others that are out there? What's your strong point?
What's my strong point?
And
I'm
I see your strong point now. You may not see it, but I'm gonna see you come up with the same thing I did.
well, I think that every coach's and every trainer's strong point is it's them, right? It's their personality. People come to me because they want to work out with me. And I don't say that because, I'm the most amazing thing ever, but people will connect with different people. And I think I have a warm, friendly personality. I genuinely want to help people. I want to connect with them. I want to connect with you and know what your goals are. I want to know what motivates you. And so I think people do come for me first and foremost, and then, then they like my programming, then they like the classes that I offer. So that's, you get in the door, you try it, and they're like, oh, I like Lonnie because he's not a drill sergeant. He's not shaming me into doing more
That's
push-ups
it.
or bees or whatever it is, but he gets me to work hard. He gets me to push myself. I walk out of his classes feeling strong and ready to take on my day. At least that's what I hope people. I mean, I have some feedback that people do tell me that, which is great, right? But I do think it's the connection that we get to have with each other. And listen, I'm not going to be everyone's favorite, and that's okay. There are many trainers out there, and I think everyone should go find a trainer that they connect with and that motivates them. So that's
Okay,
how it.
now, and you said the same thing I was thinking. I think it's your non-judgmentalness that I like, because there are some people say, well, you're gonna do this. Well, I may start off doing it and maybe I have to slack off. I think you have the type of voice and the personality that would be motivating, because people come and then the newness wears off and they kind of just fall by the wayside, but you don't want them to. Tell me this. um People are taking medication now to lose weight. So has
Yes.
that impacted your business? Why should I come to you when I can just give myself a shot?
Well, I mean, weight is just one factor of health, and it's not even a great indicator of health, to be honest. I have actually seen studies where people who are overweight but exercise every day have a better have better chances of living longer than
Mhm,
someone who is within their quote unquote normal
mhm,
weight bracket but don't exercise. So weight is, I mean, I know we've all been obsessed with weight for a while, but I think for the last 5 to 10 years, we've actually moved away from that. And I think people understand that weight is just a number, and it can be an indicator of some things, but it's not the best indicator, and it shouldn't really be the top of your priority list. How do you feel? And if you're not moving, and exercise is one part of it, but just actually moving your body too. I mean, we all sit so much. I sit, and I'm a fitness professional. Sitting is part of our modern lives. It is what it is, but we need strategies to offset how much we're sitting. And so getting some more movement in part of your day is great. Exercise is necessary. You could be you could be 15 pounds. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you're not exercising, you're not putting your muscles and bones under the stress that they need to stay healthy for longevity, and to grow or age gracefully. So
okay, now tell us about a little bit about pricing.
sure, absolutely. So it's membership based. I have 3 tiers. The most cost-effective tier is $29 a month.
Mhm,
That gives you unlimited access to all of my on-demand classes. I have this new thing that I launched out of that 30-day challenge that I mentioned, which is called the Daily Dose. Calling it the Daily Dose, your daily movement vitamin. And it
mhm.
is that 10-minute movement practice. It's low impact. It's not even meant to make you necessarily break a sweat. It's just meant to move your body in a full, all of it, the possible ways we can express ourselves so that our joints are healthy, our muscles are recovering the way they need to, and we're getting the benefits of movement. So there's daily dose that you get with the membership as well. The $29 is a 6-month commitment. If you're not ready for that 6-month commitment, that's okay. It's just $39 a month for unlimited month to month, and you can cancel anytime.
Mhm.
And if you heard me talk about the daily dose and you're like, hey, that's fun. Maybe I'm interested in just that. I have a daily dose membership, which is only $10 a month. So those are my 3 tiers. All of them have a 7-day free trial. You can cancel before your 7 days are up, so it's risk-free. I just want people to get in and try it because I know, like we said before, I know that the people who connect with me and I connect with them, they'll stick around, and I trust that. So try it out for 7 days. Take some classes on me and see how you like it.
Okay, could you tell us where people can find you?
Absolutely. So the website is strengthinmotionlab.com. You can find me there, or you can find me on Instagram. It's Lonstagram Fitness. So my name is Lonnie. For the longest time, my handle was Lonstagrammed. Lonstagram, when I went to sign up for it, was already taken.
Mhm.
So it was Lonstagrammed, and but now it's Lonstagram.fitness is how you can find me on Instagram.
And for those that will be looking at this, we'll put it out there for you to go back and look at so that you can find him. Is there anything you want to tell people that I know you want to tell them that they should be moving, but what's your words of wisdom to people who have never moved in their lives?
Uh, my words of wisdom are just start, and don't worry about, you're not going to move a mountain on day one. You're not going to climb a mountain on day one. That's okay. Just start, move your body a little bit. That's a success. Come back tomorrow and do it again. The number one indicator of success, not only in fitness, but in everything, is consistency. You have to keep showing up and you have to keep doing it. And so I actually have a little like catchphrase that I say at the end of all my classes. It was a mantra that I started for 2023 and that I said at the end of all of my classes on Mirror. And I have just kept it because I really enjoy it. And so many people have reached out to say this, it's really nice that you give us that reminder. And so it's just become part of my classes. And that mantra is show up, work hard, be kind. And those are my words of wisdom. Show up, work hard, be kind.
And you said something that got me thinking back to a doctor that I used to have. And his thing was he wanted me to walk around the track. So when I
Mhm.
went back, I told him, I said, I only made one circle around. He said, well, that's good. How many would you make if you were sitting on the couch? And I was like, oh,
Right.
yeah. And he was right. Well, we appreciate you coming, and we know that we're gonna have some people that want to come to you. And is there anything you want to say before we leave?
I'm excited to welcome anyone who wants to check out the classes, check out the community. I'm excited to welcome them to this community, and I hope that you can find some joy in your movement, find ways to make yourself happy as you move.
Thank you, Lonnie. It's been a joy talking with you.
Thank you
Have a
so
good one.
much. You too.